First of all, I'm gonna say this video is not about puffing me up because I gotta tell you, you gotta stay humble before the Lord. If you don't, He will humble you. Best believe. Well, that's a story for another day. So, anyway, whoo, it's a lot. You got to be humble before the Lord so He will use you. Remember, there is a rod and a staff, and believe me, He can use that rod, and He does. So, anyway, let's get on with it. I just really hoping that it encourages you to be obedient in the Lord. Be obedient in the Lord in what He is showing you to do, and trusting in Him completely and wholeheartedly with everything in your being. You got to trust the Lord. So I went and did something that I had to go do. I did go do that, and someone had blessed me. And if you know me, you know me. And, well, let me just say, I was blessed with a little bit of something. So I can't afford to go out to eat. So what I did was, I was like, well, I haven't eaten all day long. I had not eaten really anything the day before. So, I'm going to go eat something. So I'm like praising the Lord immediately when I get blessed. I'm praising the Lord, like, Lord, bless this person 7 times over, tenfold. Like, really bless them, Lord. Because, their obedience in doing that is so just magnificent and mind-blowing to see how God works, And as I was praying, I was like, oh my goodness, like, okay, I'll go get something to eat. And it was kind of like, he was like nudging the spirit, like, okay, you're going to run into a homeless person. I didn't know who, I didn't know where, I didn't know any of that stuff. So you got to continue to pray to the Lord during all this time. You got to be really in covenant with the Lord and being obedient to what He wants. So as the Lord would have it, I get to the place to go eat. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, listen, I'm from the South. And, I love some Southern food and some soul food. That's just how it is. And so I get there, and there's like this huge line to go in through the drive-thru. So I was like, I ain't doing no drive-thru. You go in. You represent the Lord wherever you go. So outside, there's this young man. And I'm, he might actually be watching this or see this, so, and you never know who is going to watch it and who is going to see this. Because you got to stay, humble in serving the Lord and actually do what the Lord wants you to do. And because this person had been obedient to give me something where I could go do something, oh, God's obedience, like people's obedience to the Lord, you never know how it's going to change one life. And so, anyway, so I asked him his name. I started talking to him and seeing how he's doing. And he didn't have a jacket or a coat or whatever. He didn't have express sweatpants, and it gets cold up here at night. It has been dipping down in the 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So we start talking. I got him a jacket. I got him a coat. Went to lay over him while he's sleeping. Sweatpants. Gave him a backpack. So he can carry everything around, because bless his heart, he didn't even have a backpack to carry any of his stuff. Now, we really gotta just be caring to these people. You don't know what somebody's going through until you talk with them and find out their story and everything about them. And getting to know him and give him, like, the bracelets that have like the Bible verses on them and all that, and he just loved them. He's like, I just want one in every color. I was like, yes, okay. God is working really good. And I was like, well, baby, have you eaten today? Because I haven't eaten yet. So, you hungry? Let's go get something to eat. So we go get something to eat. And he's telling me how he had got upset with the Lord. He had got upset with the Lord. He was at a river. He was on a bridge. And he said he used to always carry around a Bible. And so he got to the bridge. He was upset with the Lord. And he said he threw the Bible over the bridge. And he turned around and was walking away. And the Bible came up and smacked him in the back and then fell down. And he was like, oh, ever since then, I haven't been carrying the Bible. And, in my mind, I'm going, oh, Zechariah, what is it, 5? The flying scroll. And he was sitting here thinking, that it's a judgment against him, that his belief system was, of shame, and that he couldn't come to the Lord, and I definitely saw it different, and I shared that with him. It's a flying scroll, and that should show you how real the Lord is, and that the Lord was just literally smacking him on the back with his word, to let him know that he has been chosen. He is calling him into a greater purpose for his glory. And so, sharing all this stuff with this young man, and he's so grateful, get a hug and all that, and then praying for him, and then the prayer for him to be filled with the Holy Spirit. And I do believe that this interaction changed his life, and that would have never been possible had that one person not been obedient in gifting me with something. So it just shows how amazing the Lord is. So I just encourage you to be that light and be that salt for other people, because you never know what somebody's going through. And I didn't want to tell this story because it's like, you don't let your right hand let your other hand know what you doing, but it's really just an encouragement for you to go out there and do everything that the Lord wants you to do. So we got to put our own feelings aside, because we all going through a whole lot of stuff. The spiritual warfare literally is at an all-time high. When the Bible talks about the Antichrist spirit is around, it literally is. And it seems like the more that you do for the Lord, the more spiritual warfare comes. But I'm just going to encourage you to stay in the Word. Stay close to Jesus. Always praising the Lord. Give Him all the praise and all the glory, because you were given another day. You were given the breath of life from the Lord. So thanks, and I hope you have a wonderful day.